Welcome back into Victoria's Tarot. On today's reading, we are going back into the Jennifer Soto investigation. The last investigation she did when she looked like she just saw a ghost. One thing I want to mention before I forget it is, and you guys can all go back and check it, what I found to be so hilarious in that video when Spirit speaks. There was the part when she was describing the morning and how they dropped Madeline off. And the moment she said she saw Madeline walk away, the toy in the background just went bonkers. It went crazy. I found that to be so hilarious because I felt like it was Madeline like calling her a liar. And it made me feel like this was like the kind of energy Jennifer had to deal with from Madeline. Like Madeline called her out on her shit and she didn't like it. Her face was so irritated when that toy made that noise. It was like if that guy wasn't there, she would have tore that toy apart and threw it in the trash like she did her daughter.
Early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning, she went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that.
So, back to this reading. In the beginning of that interview, the guy who did the interview said something to the effect of, I know you just got off the phone with the detectives, and you probably can't talk about what they were saying. And then she just looked confused. Like whatever she just heard just messed her head all the way up. So I want to know about that part right there. That part. What was going on with Jennifer that spooked her after she got off the phone with the detectives? Right before her interview, they called. What was that phone call about? What spooked Jennifer? What had Jennifer, in my opinion, overthinking everything to the point where she was telling everything? And notice how she separated them in that interview as she was talking. There was a lot of we, but when it came to the point of discarding Madeline, it was my partner did that. King of Pentacles in the reverse. So we're talking on the phone to the detectives, and there's something there about the King of Wands being corrupt. We have the Five of Wands in the reverse, talks about avoiding a conflict. This is on her soul, avoiding a conflict. Later down the line, there's something here about the Lovers. There's a crossroads, choices that need to be made. And I also found it funny in the press conference when the guy stood up there and when somebody asked them about the suspects, and he said, well, Stefan is the only suspect that I know of right now. And they call him the primary suspect, the main suspect, not the only suspect. He's the main suspect. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Misfortune, lack of control, bad luck, bad news, things going not the way you thought they were going to go. Not going good, not looking good. The Hierophant in the reverse talks about someone abusing their power. So in my opinion, you see how this older person is here? Looks like he's teaching these children something. Yeah, your boo thing abused his power. That's what they're telling her on the phone. Queen of Wands in the reverse. On her soul, it's her trying to avoid a conflict because she bullied this little girl too. She was jealous of her. She was insecure around her. Justice in the reverse. Unfairness. Dishonesty. The Emperor in the upright tells us about the authority figure, that father figure, the leadership, the one who helps lay the foundation. Seven of Wands in the reverse tells us about giving up or overcome by the competition. So, you know, that phone call is about her giving her man up. The gig is up. He didn't beat us. He didn't beat us. We're coming for him. Like, just look at her in that video. She was losing her shit. The only time I seen her actually distant from him. She didn't look at him. He didn't look at her. Certain things she addressed him as my partner, not my boyfriend, not my man, none of that. My partner did that part. Six of Wands in the reverse. This tells us about a fall from grace. Doing something that the public definitely wouldn't approve of. Being a failure. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse talks about that misdirected activity, needing more skill at whatever it is you think you're doing. Knight of Swords in the reverse. You see what I'm saying? Whenever this energy is around the night energy, it's always in the reverse, according to her. There's a lot of arguments. She paints her as being an aggressive child, an argumentative child, a problem child, a troublemaking child. That's what she paints her as. A child who throws tantrums. King of Swords, that's the authorities seeking truth. Six of Swords in the reverse tells us about stuck energy, trying to get out of a chaotic situation, but your ass is stuck. Four of Pentacles in the upright talks about saving, talks about being controlling, somebody being possessive. The Sun in the reverse brings us to sadness, being over optimistic, and a lack of clarity. So right here on her present energy, she's trying to keep it together. She's trying to maintain her control, but she can't. As we all see, she definitely needed more skill at what it was she was trying to do. She's trying to get through this interview, but her body was bursting. She could not hold in anything. The sad part is there were no tears. You could hold that in, but everything else you couldn't hold in. It's like your soul is trying to break out of its shell of a flesh you have and get away from you. The World in the reverse. This is a need for closure, something being incomplete. The High Priestess in the reverse. Hiding your true self, silence, or secret motives. And I always felt like that was her in the whole situation. She's hiding who she truly is. That's what she did since the day she reported that child missing. She'd been hiding who she really is. She couldn't even cry. Neither of them could cry. I didn't consider any of the tears they shed to be real tears. So that's what I have for that phone call she received from the detectives right before that interview. You want to know why she looking so crazy in her face? Why she acting so strange? Because they told her on the phone, we're coming for you, boy. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.